Paldean Fates, the PCTBs are going crazy. I still can't like keep the comment in my head where someone said that the price similarity of the ETP and PCTB were too close. Like if you look back, they were pretty close, like around here, just about a week ago. ETPs were just at 200 and PCTBs were just at 250. So it's, a 25% increase for PCTBs, but now they're honestly that's it's close to double, like $200 for ETB and then 375 for PCTB. So they rose $50, while the ETBs decreased $15. So and yeah, PCTBs are really taking off for Paldean Fates. I have a feeling people also don't expect them to reprint these because it'd be kind of a random reprints. Like out of all the things to reprint, why would you go that far back and not reprint other things? Um, like then they would say, why don't you just reprint 151 PCTBs? Like they reprinted Prismatic and stuff, but like these were like a lot easier to get back in the day. Like, let's look at the 1 year mark. You could have gotten these for like $70, just pretty much the same price as Pokemon Center. Um, and yeah, these had their drop to about 230, but yeah, they've risen quite a bit, up 375. The graph can't even keep up. There's only one seller selling at 375. There's four of them though. And it goes to 390 and 400 and then 450s and then 500. So honestly, these are rising quite a bit, and I think the 151 PCTP is also rose to 700. I think this is like a good alternative to the 151 PCTP because it's about half the price. You get two of them. So I don't know. Like 151 still is better than Paldean Fates, but I think that's part of the reason why this is doing so well. Everyone knows that this will do well as well, and it's like, hey, will 151 really grow twice as fast as Paldean Fates? Like who knows? Um, I said the ETBs went down $15. They've been selling pretty well though, selling every day since July 17th, selling at least two a day, and I think it's just this one seller selling for 200. It goes back to 215, so there's just a cheap ETP available. Bundles went down to 73, and they only sold 7 yesterday. And yeah, there's this one over here. And then these are about 74, and then this 75. So it's just some cheaper sellers. Um, and then I still think we get to like 76, $77. Packs haven't really been selling well at all. Kind of makes sense. There's not really any reason to buy packs, but there is actually only so many sellers selling for about 12.20 now. We're getting closer to hitting the 12.55 and 12.95. It's just a matter of when the demand kind of picks up. And then Podium Fates bundle displays, two were sold yesterday, and Train Corwell still hasn't raised their price, so we're just stuck under the $800 mark. Alright, so Hidden Fates, the price is about the same, but just some updates on that. So 18 packs were bought today for Hidden Fates, so a little bit of pack activity. A lot of the people are still trying to sell them for about $36. But really, for things like this, like if someone wanted to target stuff, like it's not that hard to just buy up all the ones at 36 to make it go 38 or 40. And then ETBs. Interestingly enough, there's one at 405 yesterday, and it's gone. I think the seller just changed their price because I don't see it sold anywhere. So yeah, they just raised their price back up to 415. But the Hidden Fates price ladder is still pretty good. Two of them at 415, and this is at 435. This is 440, 445. So it could hit about the 435, 440 pretty soon. Alright, Crown Zenith booster bundles are going crazy. So they are about 105 now, or 104.50. If you look at the price per pack, they're getting really close to ETBs, which I don't know. There's always been like a good gap, but now there's like pretty much there is, let's see, 413. There's pretty much exactly $1 difference in per pack of bundles versus ETBs, which is pretty crazy. And because it's usually a good gap between like at least like $2 or $3 or 250 or something, and that's kind of struggle all of a sudden. The bundle market kind of is concerning, not concerning. I have a feeling like people might not have a lot of bundles or whatever, or like everyone's keeping them. So like because everyone know like Crown Zenith bundles are like the easiest thing to hold. Like they're just so small. And Crown Zenith's can be because you can just tuck them away and literally forget about them, like and just lose them. Versus Sea and Sky and ETBs are a little harder. They're just way bulkier. But yeah, someone bought four yesterday. I've been mentioning how like booster bundles are pretty easy to go up because there's not a lot of people selling them. I've definitely seen a really low supply of booster bundles this whole time. Like out of all the like Crown Zenith products, like other products, they've had people like add more product. For some reason, for booster bundles, there's just not a lot of people listing them. Um, and I wonder if No, I think that even with reference ships back in the day, like people may have opened a lot of the Sea and Sky. I don't know if they opened booster bundles, but it seems like they probably printed way more Sea and Sky than booster bundles. Um, as far as the next price points, it could head towards 110. Like it's really not that hard to manipulate bundles. For some reason, the supply is so low that it could really hit 110 like pretty quickly. At this rate, like if the supply is that different, like these could really overtake ETBs, or it just means the ETBs are that undervalued. Um, 4 ETBs sold yesterday, and yeah, we're getting closer to our 189. But you see, like over here, like Crown Zenith had a big ETB reprint, so there's a lot of people with ETB. So you see, commonly people have like the 15 and 5 or whatever, versus bundles like they were released last. And I don't think they like gave that as many. Sea and Sky also had a bunch of them. People could get them easily, and they're so cheap that they're very easy to get. And only two sold yesterday. We're finally seeing the price go down. Someone's trying to sell them for about 170. And after that, people will go back to 173. It's taken a while for CS Guide to go down from 173. And then packs, not a really great pack selling day. So packs sold 22 today. Um, and yeah, but we're just waiting for packs to kind of sell out. I kind of wish someone bought all these out. I'm not sure if they do and they replace them. But yeah, after that, it will go to like 130 to 140 per pack. All right, so for 151, you're seeing all price increases today, which is pretty good. PCTPs are the biggest update. They're up $16 to a new high of 711. So that's what I mean by Paldean Fates is about half of 151. So honestly, it it kind of depends. Like, do you think 151 will grow twice as fast as Paldean Fates? Also, if you ever wanted to get out of it, like Paldean Fates, you could just sell one of them. Um, versus 151, you'd have to sell all of it. Of course, you can buy multiple, but yeah, bundles are up about $1 to 76. UPC is up $1 to 401. ETBs are up about $1. Posters up $1. So posters are flying at 32, which is good. I said that the loose pack price would start rising, and yeah, with posters getting to $32, that's pretty good because Bling Wars is already more stable around 135. That's 11.20 per pack. Getting to $11 a pack here, and then so pack prices should rise. So booster bundles, they sold 36. Actually, I think it's rising. Before it's in like the 20s, like low 20s to high 20s. And there's someone selling for about 76 there, 76 there, 76. All these are about 76, but not high quantities. Um, and then the next page, we get some 77s. Yeah, I'm waiting for these to go to like $77, $78. Booster bundle displays, they sold two yesterday. It hasn't had a sale in a while since the 15th. So it's been it feels like about a week then. And yeah, they're still kind of expensive compared to those booster bundles, but I guess they are finally selling. Packs sold about I think 35 packs when I counted. Yeah, 35 packs sold, and yeah, like there's not a huge quantity at 1110. I just put 1110. I'm just waiting for a more definitive price, but definitely it's at least like it's around 1120 or less because there's about 200 packs of that price. Again, I think these will go down as packs for other products go up. Um, UPC sold two, and they're still trying to break like 400. Like they're still trying to break 410, so not as much activity ever since breaking 400. PCTPs are still crazy. Four sold yesterday after having no sales for 2 days, and yeah, people are definitely paying the $700 price. I don't know, like I can see 740 like over here, and then like I guess the seller is four, so there's six in the way. But yeah, 740 is not too far away. I don't know how high these things will go. Um, Normally TPs one sold yesterday, two sold today. I think this is technically a new high of 280. I know go 285, like 290. Like ETBs themselves are also getting record highs. And the poster clashes, I mentioned it's really important that they rose. Um, Four sold yesterday, but yeah, once we get to like 30, if we get to $40 a pack, that'd be beautiful. at $13 a pack. We're not really quite there yet, but 34 is a good stepping stone because that's like 11.33 a pack. So we're not that far from there. And then binders sold about one yesterday, and it's still around 130, and a lot of people are bunching up around that price. And Bullion Waters sold 16 today, as people are, that's exactly what happened. Like, so cheap before, now people are FOMOing, or they just need loose like cheap packs for it. And they're FOMOing and they're buying up more now. You actually see as the price went up, the demand actually started picking up as well. Or I guess it reached that mini low over there. And now we just see a bunch of them at 135. I can see we're here just about 137, so I'm just waiting for these to get back to like 140s. Trading Together is finally at $250 a booster box. Not really, still not sure why people pay that much for it, but yeah, it's $250, the highest one. This enhanced box up $1. ETBs went down $3. Bundles went down $1. So yeah, this is it. This is the listing, which I would love people to tell me who buy these to just tell me, do you really get a non-enhanced box, or is it just a facade for an enhanced box? But yeah, people are buying these, and yeah, there's two sellers. There's two sellers signed at 250. There's 4 left, and it goes to 260s. So yeah, these are legit. People are paying definitely a large premium for these. Most of the sales are still in the 240s though, and for the other box, the enhanced box, it sold 5 yesterday, and there's only one left at 221. They'll go to 225, so he'll probably hit 225 pretty soon. And then for cases, we see 0 cases sold yesterday, and we're still hovering around this 13, 14, or 13, 15 price. And then for the other case, no cases sold. So no cases have been sold for a while. Just kind of hurting Trading Together from Rise even more. But I don't know. If the normal booster box keeps going up, then people are gonna kind of have to buy the cases because they're gonna be a discount. The cheapest Trading Together now is still about 220, and then 225, and then 250. And then for ETB demands, 6 sold yesterday after 40 sold the day before. For PCTBs, definitely seeing more PCTB demand for Trading Together. 10 sold, that's like the second most this whole month. So I'm not really sure why, but yeah, people are starting to buy more Trading Together. Could go up to about 128. And then bundles, 10 sold yesterday, 12 sold today. That's kind of normal. Alright, Destined Rivals. So the price of the booster boxes keep going up. $2 up on the booster boxes, so $287. ETBs are up another $2, and then PCTBs are up $6 at $188. Just looking at the price per pack, see what's a good deal for Destined Rivals. Like, it still makes sense for the booster boxes to go up because the ETBs are like $10 a pack. Bundles are $8.50 a pack, so you still have some wiggle room for them to grow. And the cases are about 10 cents more per pack than loose booster boxes, which explains why they haven't been bought as much. Demand is definitely going down though. I'm seeing usually before it was at least 30, and now we're seeing about 20 to 25 last couple of days, so demand is going down. As I said before, we're seeing the intersection of like lower demand, but supply like technically running out, because the more you open, the more you buy, the less there is. But I still do see some 290s and 291s, which I'd like us to get to. And with Trading Together booster box still being the cheapest option, like, people kind of have to buy them if they want supply packs. And then for cases, you're still seeing about the 1744, and people are still buying the cases, which is a really good sign. There's these two sellers selling about the same price, and it goes back to 770 essentially. So yeah, just waiting for these cheaper cases to sell out. There's only 2 left, and then we'll maybe see the prices rise for Trading Together boxes. For the normal ETBs, they sold about 23, which is kind of normal. For the PCTBs, they sold about 5, which is kind of averages in the middle. And then for the bundles, they sold about 14, which is actually pretty low. It's like matches the other low of 13 in this month. Usually it's at least 20. Alright, Prismatic. So the biggest change of Prismatic is actually the booster bone display. It's up $118. It's a pretty volatile market, but that is $20 a pack for Prismatic, which is pretty crazy. That's actually pretty close to the PC ETPs. So Prismatic display bundles, yeah, they're rising. And ETPs keep dropping for some reason. They're down another $4. I really think there was a restock or something that I missed. And Surprise Box up $1. Alright, so SBCs. They sold about 8 yesterday, and it's kind of level with the normal amount of demand. And the price still looks about the same though. I guess actually a Primo over here has 27, so actually it's like seems like a concerted effort to try to get rid of a lot of their super premium collections, which is kind of unfortunate because they are on the rise. So this is probably going to stagnate the price for a little bit. Seems like small seller too possibly, so maybe someone just got a bunch of them trying to cash out. This is the PCTP, and only 2 sold yesterday and 3 sold today. It's still kind of maintaining its like close to $250 price point, which is good. I'm not sure if it'll rise even more. 252 is over here, so it doesn't really look as great, but it'd be great to keep the 250 price. Again, ETPs went down, and yeah, 20 sold the last couple of days, each day. Yeah, the price has been down, and yeah, we're just seeing back, like it's really retracted back to where it was before all of a sudden. And yeah, not really sure. I guess I missed a comment or something. But yeah, if you let me know, please let me know. Or if someone already told me, I haven't read the comments yet today. So, but yeah, these are back down to 105. So, bundles are close to 70, and 18 sold yesterday, which is a little low, and the 34 sold today. And yeah, they're still struggling to break 72. Bundle displays, which so 2 sold, which that changed the market. It seems like honestly this is a seller's market. They can price it however they want, and yeah, this is only one seller left at 1,200. There just happened to be a lot of sellers trying to sell at around 1,100 before. After that, it goes to 1,400. So I don't know. If the price keeps rising like that, then people might accept the prices. But yeah, it's a pretty volatile market. And then packs sold, I think about 100. I think it's like 90 something. But 58 according to Grab, but yeah, it was actually like 100. And there's only 4 packs at 1025, so we're back to about 1040 or 1045 actually, which is good. So that's a good look on Prismatic packs. Surprise boxes are at 58, and demand was kind of so at 6. Binders are 67, and good amount. No, it's not bad, but yeah, we're still haven't seen it break out of its like $6-8 price points. And then pouches sold 4 yesterday. 3 yesterday, 4 today. And yeah, the ever-present source of cheap packs. Oh, I do see actually the price might go up. So I do see actually higher prices than normal. I see 56, 57, 55, 53, 53. So even 52s over here. So actually, there's only 3 sellers trying to sell for less than $50 now. So pouches actually might go up. And since I just saw the packs rise back up, Prismatic might get more expensive pretty soon. And then tin displays. 0 sold yesterday, 1 sold today, which is good. Yeah, they just maintained the price point. Oh, Lumination has 40, which is crazy. You're just seeing some, yeah, for Prismatic, you're seeing some big set of super premium collections. There's a bunch listed at 27, and then tin displays, which are really rare, are selling at 40. So the Prismatic, the prices are about the same, but Prismatic is getting hit by some extra supply all of a sudden. Alright, and then Black Bull and White Flare still seeing volatile prices. So ETBs are up back to about $94 each for White Flare and Black Bolt. They're up about $3 each. PCTBs for Black Bolt is down. They keep dropping back down to so they're down to $8. So I guess it might have been manipulation, that big increase by $35 or dropping back down. Black Bolt ETBs are still about $20 more than White Flare. So that's the main difference I'm seeing in pricing. Uh, and then binders are down about $1 for Black Bolts. They're down about $2 for White Flare. Posters are up about $1, and the mini tins are down by about $1. Let's just look at some demand numbers. So about 120 Black Bolt ETBs sold for PCTBs. Yeah, this is kind of the most interesting one for me. These PCTBs, they dropped a lot to about the 20s. But the fact that they're so much more expensive than White Flare kind of says something. For bundles, they sold about 24, and then for binders, they sold about 51 or 50, which is kind of in line with where they were before. For posters, they sold 50, which is a little higher than they before actually. So they're still being sold. I think these are like the cheapest price per pack. And then mini tins, yeah, they went down a lot yesterday. They were actually pretty. Mini tins were kind of weird because they kind of maintained their demand, and then they spiked up from about like 25 to 40. They went down to 7, and now yesterday, and now they are sold 9 today. So I don't really get what's happening on mini tin displays. ETB sold about 113, just kind of level to where it was the day before. PCTBs, they sold about 24. I'm just looking at these. I just feel like there wasn't a huge buyout like there was for Black Bolts. And then bundles sold 52, which is pretty good, still kind of in line. And then binders, they sold about 33. Alright, for Final Fantasy, it seems like the collector boxes are still pretty undervalued, and I still think that they're most likely to rise. So you see the collector box and the collector packs haven't risen since they rose so much to about 127, 123 a pack, while collector box packs are still about 105. So that's a really big difference, like about $20 difference. And so I think that this is a good opportunity to pick up collector boxes. There's only one seller selling them at $12.65. And it'll head to about 1,300 pretty soon. I think even $1,300 is still pretty cheap, based on the pricing, because it's still cheaper than collector packs. I think it has to reach around 1350, 1360 to even match about collector packs. And yeah, for demand, 15 sold yesterday, but I think these will definitely be moved up by the cases. But it's a good idea to keep an eye on the cases. There's only 2 left at about $9,000 each. And it goes to 9,500. Like, these things will keep going up. Like, I think it's really true that these are pretty cheap for the time, and in a year or sometime, people will. I don't know much about Magic, but I just watched a Rudy video, and he thinks that these will go up a lot as well. And it just kind of makes sense. It's like, to put it in a Pokemon perspective, it's like, say, what if 151 had like special like serialized cards, or what, like maybe even prismatic. It's like those will just sell like really, really quickly. um Especially during a bull run. For collector packs, you actually saw demand drop yesterday, so only 29 bought. Usually it's more about 60. So like, yeah, I went to one of the lowest this whole month. So, but there's only um 2 sellers selling them for less than 130, and a lot of it's because MVP Sports Games tries to keep undercutting a lot of their sellers. If they stop selling or they start increasing their prices, like we're at 130 collector packs, so that also makes collector boxes seem like a really good deal as well. And then you have the Omega packs, which I'm not surprised that they're still less than collector packs, because it's kind of just uneducated people. They don't really realize that like this is technically better than collector packs, but yeah, these are still undervalued. And yeah, so if you can't afford a collector box, these actually might be good pickups, because they're still not quite at. But there's still some cheap ones left around 115. And the Japanese boxes, they sold 2 yesterday, 2 today. and they're still kind of stuck around the 710 to 720 range, unfortunately. Japanese collector boxes aren't selling as much. I wouldn't be surprised if eventually there is a sort of boom as English ones get too expensive. Right now, it seems like English is definitely still leading the charge. Play boxes. Um, yeah, seeing actually the lowest number of demand for play boxes this whole month at 26, so demand is dropping quite a bit. Before this was regularly around 40 to 50, and you kind of see in the prices, people want to offload these because they're all around the same price, around 227 to 230. Playbox cases, they sold two yesterday, two the day before, and there's two of them sold over here for about 1280. That goes about 1300. But it also seems like there's a lot of bunch around 1300. So it seems like yeah, play boxes are definitely less desired. And the gift bundles also have the lowest amount of demand in a while. 17 sold. Usually it's at least like 35. And so yeah, these haven't really been moving. And yeah, well, otherwise the play boxes do go up about 1150. But I really think collector boxes are really the main thing to keep watch out for.